Greetings everyone, Dr. Hubs here again, and today I'm incredibly excited to show everyone this level zombie system I have going on right here. This will be part of a multi-video series where I cover everything from the random box, payment systems, we have the level system right here, as well as the spawner. Anyways, I put a lot of time and effort into this. I hope you guys enjoy this, but let's go ahead and get started. I just want to say out of the get-go, this does look like a lot. These 3 rows right here are all the levels and they can be repeated. And to be honest, you'll kind of notice these last 2, this impulse and this chain command block, these could be chained on top of here. You don't need 3 rows, but I have made so many adjustments to this thing that I just kind of ended up with 3 rows of these. Anyways, if you want to pause and check out what the signs do right now, go ahead and go for it. We'll just go ahead and get started. In all my builds, you'll notice I do this thing where I just create a redstone signal by setting this block to air right here, and as you can tell, it's the same coordinates of where I'm at. The next one, we'll just delete the pistons hopper and the redstone block, and pretty much what that is I call that the base timer. I'll show you where that's at in a second. And then most importantly, you want to delete any items that drop out of this, and since this is a timer, there will be items that are dropping. So what I do is I have a 1 coordinate, and then I go out 2 in every direction, so you just encompass a 3x3 area. This next one will then clone in the new base timer, and that'll do it without the new timer, and you'll know what I mean in a second because this is the actual level timer, and all this does is clone in a hopper with a set amount of items within it. The next is a next level clone, which all this does is clones these things on the wall, and I'll kind of show you how those operate. They clone them over to the level timer, and you'll see how that works in a second. Finally, you have the indicator that tells you what round it is. Make sure you have those S systems round 10. That's how that works. Anyways, we'll go ahead and show you where these next level clones are. They go up down the wall, and so you can see this is level 2 and this is level 1 spot. This is where I would put the beginning of the round, where you press the button to begin in the game, or however you go about doing it. That's what's going to spawn the redstone torch right here. You don't need a level 1 spawn redstone torch on this wall. It's kind of arbitrary for what we're doing. Anyways, when we go over here, we will see our base timer, and as you can tell, we're missing that hopper that I was telling you guys out that we will be filling with an item of your choice. Each of these hoppers have different timers, and I just put redstone torches underneath them just to freeze the items within them, because it turns out when you feed hoppers full of items, they just keep feeding down the line. So go ahead and put the redstone torches underneath them, and I wouldn't necessarily use the timers that I have. I haven't rigorously tested this, and you're going to find out that the zombies stack up pretty fast. Anyways, this is the brains behind these entire build. The yellow spot is the timer, the red is the test for zombies, and then the blue detects when the zombies are dead, and if they are dead, it begins the next round. So anyways, how the timer works is when this flips back over, it'll power the level spawner or the zombie spawner, and I'll show you guys how that works in another video. What that does is this will detect that, and it'll actually turn this T flip-flop off for a time being, and I only do that just to reduce the amount of commands being casted at one time, which will reduce the lag in your game and create a better multiplayer experience. And then what happens is when this switches back over, all the zombies have been spawned, and this will turn on the T flip-flop, which will power this block right here, and this will turn this on, and it'll freeze this hopper, is what you're seeing going on right here, which forces the redstone block to this side. What you'll notice is when this shuts off, this observer will then detect it, which will then go onto these 3 observers here, and then we go into the blue area. We have a redstone repeater that'll pull the output from the observer, and it'll feed into this pulse extender. The point of these pulse extender circuits is if you get a single tick output from an observer block. So a single tick output will make a T flip-flop, specifically this kind, not operate how you want it to. So you want a solid pulse feeding into this. From there, I just pull an output out from the T flip-flop, which goes into this single pulse sender. So when a solid pulse is right here, it just sends a single pulse. And all those spots on the wall where I was saying we were going to clone, as you can tell, it's that /set block redstone torch, and you're going to see exactly how that operates in a second. Anyways, I only have this spot right here because I've seen when redstone torches have had a solid pulse to this, and I kind of go out of rendering distance and comes back, every now and then it'll reactivate that command block, and that's not what I want. So this just makes it so if this was less solid, this stays off. Anyways, on this side, you can kind of tell it's a lot of the same way. We have that redstone pulse extending circuit with the comparators that feeds into the hopper that turns this thing on. Anyways, we'll go ahead and demonstrate how this goes. You'll notice that that comparator will turn off, that blue circuit will turn on, and it'll begin the next round. We're at like round 8 right now. As you see that happening, this will actually shut off while the zombies are spawning. So we'll go ahead and just show you guys that right now. The zombies are now dead. That turns on, that switches over, and that turns off. You can now tell that we have all the zombies spawning, and that'll go for just a little bit. We have 20 more seconds on this thing, and to be honest, a lot of zombies are spawning right now. You might not even need everything that's going on right now, or at least the amount of time you might not need. Chances are you'll want less time. But anyways, as you can tell, this turns back on. That is now off, and this is back. This turned back on. And I just want to show you this one more time just so it really gets in your head. That'll turn off, which will turn that on. This will then turn off while the zombies are spawning. Once the zombies are done spawning, it'll turn back on. Anyways, we go ahead and give that last final pull. Round 7. And we begin the spawner. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I hope it's as helpful for you as it was for me. It took a ton of thought to get here, but I assume it'll help you guys. Anyways, as always, I thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.